Good morning, buenos dias, bom dia, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Latin America Summit 2018. It's a great honor and pleasure to have you here in Sao Paulo. We want to thank all delegations, over 400 participants from more than 40 nations that came and already made this event so important. I want to ask a warm applause to all of you. Today is a very special day. We will have so many good speakers, including the co-founder of Universal Peace Federation, Dr. Hak Jahan Moon. As you may know, Mother Moon is now leading the entire movement around the world. She just came from Korea to bring her message of peace and truth to all Latin America. I think we should say thanks in a so warm way to Mother Moon with a big round of applause. But before Mother Moon's words, we will have some other important speakers. One of them is Dr. Rosemary Correa from Brazil, known as a Delegada Rose. She is the first woman to receive the Ambassador of Peace certificate in Brazil. And for more than 2 decades, she's working with us in so many activities. Let us receive with a warm welcome, Delegada Rose.
Bom dia a todos e a todas. Eu gostaria de cumprimentar nesse momento a senhora Hak Jahan Moon, nossa cofundadora, junto com o seu marido, o reverendo Moon, de todo esse nosso movimento.
I would like to greet
Cumprimentar
our
também
co-founder
a
Hak
senhora
Jahan Moon
Sunday
and
Moon,
her husband,
presidente internacional
also Mrs.
das
Sunday
associações
Moon,
das famílias. E o Dr.
and
Thomas
also
Walsh,
Dr. Thomas
chairman
Walsh,
da UPF.
chairman of
E em nome
UPF.
deles, cumprimentar a
On
todas as
behalf of
autoridades
them, I would like
presentes.
to greet all the
Eu gostaria de
authorities
dizer que
present
tive
here.
o privilégio
I would like to say that I had the
estar
privilege
junto
to
aos
be
nossos
together
fundadores,
with our
Reverendo Moon e a
founders,
Doutora
Reverend
Moon,
Moon and
em
Dr.
uma das
Moon,
suas primeiras
in one
viagens
of
ao
their
Brasil.
first trip into
Participei
Brazil.
também de vários seminários
I
internacionais
also attended several
que
international
contaram com a
workshops
ilustre presença
with
da
their
doutora Moon.
presence.
Hoje, mais
Today,
uma vez,
once again,
manifesto minha emoção e o
I
meu
would like
prazer
to share
por fazer parte
my
desse
heart and
momento
my joy
tão
of being
importante.
part of this special
O
moment.
mundo passa por momentos
The world is
muito
going through a
difíceis.
very difficult
Assistimos
moment.
estarrecidos à destruição dos valores
We
morais
are
e da
observing the
família,
destruction of the moral and
principalmente
family
pela
values,
violência que nos assola.
especially the
Assistimos
violence.
estarrecidos o colapso da ética familiar,
We are
a
also
escalada das
presencing
guerras
the breakdown of family
religiosas
ethics
e raciais.
and wars based
Cada
on
vez
religion
mais,
and
nós,
races.
embaixadores da paz,
More than
entendemos
ever,
a extensão
we,
e a
Ambassador for Peace,
importância
understand
do
the
trabalho que
importance
precisamos realizar.
of the work we must
Não nos
fulfill.
falta vontade, persistência e espírito de luta para levar os ensinamentos dos
We are
nossos
striving
fundadores.
hard to bring
Reverendo
forward the
Moon
vision
e
of
sua
our founder,
esposa, que nos
Reverend
dá a
Moon,
honra da sua
and his
presença,
wife,
doutora Moon.
which will be
Os
with us
embaixadores
today.
da
The
paz
Ambassador
são
for Peace
pessoas
are,
líderes em
are
todos os
leaders
campos da vida
in every
e
field
são
of life
comprometidos com a tarefa de promover a reconciliação,
and are working hard to
ultrapassando
promote
barreiras e
reconciliation
construindo a paz. Nós,
and
embaixadores
building
da
peace.
paz, somos os
Ambassador for
agentes de uma
Peace,
nova era.
we are the agents of a new
Atuamos em
era.
várias áreas,
We work in
sempre
several
comprometidos
areas,
com a missão de promover valores morais e
compromised to
universais.
sharing the moral and universal values.
A família é o
Family
começo de tudo.
is the beginning
É
of
dentro
everything.
dela que o nosso
It's
trabalho
in the
começa.
family that our
Preparando
work
os casais
starts.
para que
preparing the
formem
couple
os seus filhos
so that they
dentro
may
dos
raise their
conceitos da
children
ética, da moral e do amor.
in a
A
correct
paz
ethic
tem
and
seu
morality.
fundamento na
Peace
família,
begins
é o
and
seu
has its
alicerce.
foundation in the family.
Através dela, não apenas
Through the
reproduzimos a
family, we not
espécie humana,
only
mas
reproduce
também
human
geramos o
species, but
espírito
also
humano,
we
nosso caráter
generate
e nossa
human
cultura.
spirit, character, and our
Prezada
culture.
doutora Moon,
Dear Dr.
agradecemos
Moon,
a sua presença
we
entre
want to
nós.
thank you for your
Saiba
presence.
que os seus ensinamentos e
Please
sua presença
know that your
física perto de
physical
nós
presence and your
nos dá
teachings
forças e
give us strength
incentivo
and
para que cada
motivation
vez executemos o nosso
so that we may
trabalho
keep
com amor e
working
dedicação,
with love and
procurando tornar
dedication,
nosso mundo um
making
lugar
this
lindo
world
de
a
viver.
beautiful place to
A
live.
esperança de todos nós
The hope of
é
all
que
of us
tenhamos um
is that
mundo unificado
we
pela
may have a
paz,
world
no
unified
qual
by
cada
peace,
possa viver em
where
liberdade e
everybody can live
harmonia
in
com o
harmony and
próximo e com
freedom
Deus.
with each
Mais
other
uma
and
vez
with God. I
agradecemos
would like once again to
profundamente
thank you
a oportunidade
deeply
de
for the
partilhar
chance
a sua
of
companhia
sharing
e os
with your
seus
presence and
conhecimentos.
your knowledge.
Conte sempre conosco,
Please
como
count always
soldados
with us
fiéis
as
na sua
loyal
luta
soldiers
pela paz
in your
mundial,
fight for world peace,
principalmente no que
especially
diz respeito à união das
related
famílias
to
com
what
Deus.
relates to
Gostaria de
family.
encerrar
I would like
com
to
um provérbio
conclude
que diz: se há luz
with a
na
quote.
alma, haverá
If there is
beleza na
light
pessoa.
in the soul,
Se há
there's beauty in the
beleza na
person. If there's
pessoa,
beauty in the
haverá
person,
harmonia na
there's
casa.
harmony in the
Se
home.
houver harmonia
If
na
there is
casa,
harmony in the
haverá
home,
ordem na nação.
there is order
Se
in the
houver
nation.
ordem na nação,
If there is
haverá
order in
paz
the
no
nation,
mundo.
there is
Muito
peace
obrigada.
in the world. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Delegada Rose. And now we will have some words from the chairman of UPF International and the chairman of this event. Let us welcome Dr. Thomas Wash.
Thank you to our moderator this morning. Bon dia. Buenos dias. Good morning. Konnichiwa. Namaste. Okay. It's once again a very impressive audience, and each person I meet, I'm delighted. If you will, I'm going to read, for the sake of our translators, my remarks. Not too long, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you today in Sao Paulo for this historic Latin America Summit 2018. I appreciate very much our theme for this conference, Peace and Development in Latin America, Interdependence, Mutual Prosperity, Universal Values. While all periods of history have their challenges, those of us living today certainly have our own challenges to address and work to overcome. We have threats to our environment, most importantly, climate change, which is having wide impact on food security and even forcing migration in some parts of the world. On migration, there are some 70 million displaced persons, refugees, etc., due to situations of conflict, economic disaster, political oppression, and in some cases, simply a desire for a better way of life for their children. Globalization has not only brought the world closer together through trade, technology, and a wide range of international organizations, it has also contributed to vast economic inequalities and to the feeling among large sectors of the world's population that they've been ignored, left behind, even taken advantage of. Opportunities for healthcare, education, housing, social services vary widely across our planet. We are also witnessing challenges to democracy as we've known it and democratic institutions. New forms of democracy are emerging, as well as authoritarian systems. Populist and nationalist parties across the world on both the left and right ends of the political spectrum are rising and challenging the status quo. This conference is most timely and important. In many ways, we are witnessing the emergence of a new global paradigm. One aspect is a shift from an Atlantic-centered world to an Asia-Pacific world. We also are observing and witnessing the shift from a northern-centered world to an emerging southern hemisphere. Hence, our gathering here in Sao Paulo and its significance. Suffice to say, change is taking place east and west, north and south. Reverend and Mrs. Moon anticipated these changes and have understood that it is most essential that these changes can occur peacefully, productively, and harmoniously. The principles they have taught underscore the need for dialogue, understanding, mutual respect, and cooperation. These are the principles that underlie the work of UPF. They've initiated numerous organizations aimed at promoting peace. Each has had some distinct purpose and mission related often to a sector of the population, such as women, youth, professors, artists, media professionals, etc. They assigned the name Universal to UPF, indicating its mission as comprehensive, global, overarching. If one considers the concept of global governance, then UPF has a mission that encompasses the ideal of global governance. Frequently, when Father and Mother Moon, often we refer to them as true parents, when they speak of UPF, they also refer to the United Nations. In fact, they advocate a new or reformed United Nations, sometimes called an able UN, drawing on biblical metaphor, or we might say a heavenly UN, which manifests not only political interests, but also spiritual values, universal spiritual values. UPF is comprehensive in the sense that its understanding of peace spans the spectrum from the individual to the family, to the tribe, the community, the nation, and the world. Peace can only be established universally if it applies to each one of these levels of human experience. Moreover, peace can only be achieved if all sectors are engaged. In other words, the achievement of peace requires more than only the engagement of governments who have political, military, diplomatic, and economic power. If we are to achieve peace, we must tap into the assets of civil society and especially religion. That is, the billions and billions of believers around the world, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindus, Jews, Sikhs, traditional believers, and non-affiliated people who endorse spiritual values. They also, in the most, perhaps the most original and essential sense, aspire to peace. In keeping with this vision, UPF has established not only its political dimension, the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, but also an interreligious wing called the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development. And they work both independently but cooperatively and collaboratively. Non-state actors are essential for peace. This includes civil society, the private sector, academia, the media, the arts, and certainly the family. All these sectors must be engaged fully and comprehensively in order for peace to be achieved. That is why at this summit you find leaders from every sector: government, religion, civil society. Peace must be international, interregional, interreligious, intercivilizational, intercultural. Thus, when we consider peace and development in Latin America, we are looking broadly and widely. We seek to promote interdependence and cooperation. We are interconnected. We are one family. As we say in UPF, we are one family under God. We promote mutual, shared, equitable prosperity for all. This can only be achieved on the foundation of universal values such as love, respect, justice, generosity, kindness, dignity, respect for the basic rights of every individual. A true and peaceful globalization process must overcome gross inequality and injustices. This Latin American Summit 2018 is a great and a golden opportunity. We are indebted to the legacy of our founders, the late Reverend Dr. Sun Myung Moon, and indeed, we are profoundly blessed to have with us, and she is here today, Dr. Hak Ja-han Moon, who will be introduced very shortly by His Excellency President Sanguinetti. But Dr. Hak Ja-han Moon is leading UPF and the worldwide movement of the Family Federation. You will hear from her in a few moments. Let me conclude by saying that the work of UPF has prospered throughout the world, every corner of the world. This is not due to some administrative or marketing strategy, even though we try our best. At its core, UPF is guided and driven by a spiritual vision, and not merely by an abstract vision, but by a vision that's embodied in the very person who will speak to us shortly at this podium. It's not merely a humanistic vision, but a deeply spiritual and providential vision. Dr. Hak Ja-han Moon, True Mother, comes to this world as the fruit of divine providence. You will also come to know her by her fruits. I thank you for your attention and your participation in this historic Latin America Summit 2018. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Wash. Now we will watch a video about the work done by Father and Mother Moon.
Across the globe, the human race is one family. Yet today, breakdown, division, conflict and confrontation threaten human life and daily well-being. How can we progress toward a more peaceful coexistence for tomorrow? Father Sun Myung Moon and Mother Hak Ja-han Moon are well-known religious leaders and promoters of peace. Traveling all over the world, they have taught that the family is the gateway to the kingdom of God.
참사랑의 삶을 실천 공유하고 영계의 실상을 확실히 알아 모델적 이상가정과 참가정을 찾아 세워야 한다는 하나로부터의 지상명령입니다.
Promoting the values of true love, true parenthood, and true families, Father and Mother Moon have devoted their lives to building a world based on the ideal of one human family under God. Their inspiring message reaches beyond the barriers of nationality and race and encourages righteous men and women to accept their common calling to build one family of humankind. the foundation for a community of exemplary families based on blessed marriages, is quietly forging a path to peace. This has led to the founding of organizations the world over that address problems in the spheres of politics, economics, religion, culture, media, and the arts. Based on their vision for peace in Latin America, Father and Mother Moon invested in practical means to preserve the global environment and resolve food shortages. Father and Mother Moon have also taught an ideological counter-proposal to communism with the aim of preventing its expansion in Latin America and elsewhere. A simple round ball also created opportunities for peace. The acquisition of the Sorocaba soccer team in Brazil opened doors to a relationship with North Korea based on a common interest in soccer. History has been one of animosity, conquest, and plunder, but bold steps are being taken to usher in the era of a godly civilization, where God is revered and loved by all.
인류가 서로 소통하고 전쟁이 필요 없는, 높고 낮음이 없는 자유, 평등, 평화, 통일의 행복한 지상 천국을 이루는 데 있어서 우리 다 함께, 나와 함께 손에 손을 잡고 모든 나라들이 하나님 앞에 한 형제 자매로서 인류 한 가족의 꿈을 실현하는 그날을 향해 총진군하기를 부탁하며 축원합니다.
Mother Moon's message of true love has been connecting the 5 oceans and 6 continents and expanding the vision for a godly civilization throughout the regions of the world. Lawmakers from nations across the world are working to cooperate for the advancement of humankind through the International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace. And the International Association for Peace and Development is raising spiritual awareness and expanding support for the nuclear family. In addition, Mother Moon is nurturing talented young people and supporting their dreams to become leaders in the future. She is also gathering scientists with specialized knowledge to address the issues of climate change and preserving the natural environment and the global refugee crisis. The Peace Road project began 4 years ago. With the signing of MOUs related to the Trans-African Highway, which begins at the Cape of Good Hope, the project's vision of an international peace highway and dream of one human family is gradually coming true. True peace begins from true families. Latin America will inherit all of the blessings from the victories of today. A new history begins with the vision of one family of humankind under God.
Sorry that the video is in Portuguese, but it's just a summary of great work that is done around the world. And now, the following speaker come to the podium is a former president of Uruguay, who was working with Father and Mother Moon for so many years. Let us welcome Presidente Julio Maria Sanguinetti.
Queridos amigos, una vez más tenemos el honor de estar en una ceremonia inaugural.
Dear friends, we are here in an inaugural meeting of the UPF. I'm here as a witness. I've been a witness of history.
Conocí al reverendo
I
Moon
met Reverend Moon
en una época
at
todavía
a
difícil.
a difficult
Había muchos
time.
prejuicios
There were lots of
en contra de
prejudices
él.
against
Había
him,
muchas oposiciones.
lots of opposition.
Yo recibí, conocí.
So I received him, I met him.
No soy creyente,
I'm not a believer,
pero respeto y valoro
but I
la
respect and
creencia.
value beliefs.
Respeto y valoro lo que significa.
I respect and believe what that means.
En estos años
In these years,
pude apreciar
I could appreciate his work,
su trabajo por la paz,
his work for
su
peace,
trabajo por la
his
unidad
work for
de los
unity
latinoamericanos,
of Latin American
su
people,
trabajo por la
his
familia,
work for the family,
su trabajo por la
his work
defensa de valores.
for the defense of values.
Y muy importante
And very
es
importantly
que aún
is that
después de su muerte,
today,
la
after his
señora
death,
Moon ha seguido con la
Mrs. Moon has carried on this
Y le
task
acompaña
and accompanies
Walsh y
and
otros
people that accompany
que han
her
podido
like
mantener
Dr. Walsh
diálogo.
and
Es muy
people who
importante.
can keep
El diálogo
this
entre las
dialogue.
religiones es
The
fundamental.
dialogue among religions is
El diálogo
very
entre los humanos
important.
es fundamental.
Dialogue among humans
Vivimos
is
un
very
tiempo de
important.
globalización.
We live in an era of
La
globalization.
globalización nos da
Globalization
muchas oportunidades de
gives us
prosperidad.
lots of opportunities,
También
but
nos ofrece
also
mucha confusión.
offers lots of confusion.
Vivimos
We live,
asediados
we
de
are
noticias.
having lots of news.
No por eso estamos bien
Not because of
informados.
that are we well
Oímos
informed.
titulares
We read the headlines
sobre noticiados.
about
Son
news,
informados.
but they are underinformed.
Y eso nos
That's
obliga, nos impone el
obliges us
rescate de valores.
to recover
Las
values.
economías crecen.
Economies
La
grow,
producción crece.
production grows.
Felizmente vivimos
We live-
los humanos más años,
Humans
Lo
live more
vivimos
years,
mejor.
we live them better,
pero también vivimos tiempos
but we live
de materialismo.
an era of materialism.
De izquierda,
It's
materialismo de
left
derecha.
materialism,
Materialismo de
right-wing
izquierda,
materialism,
Lo que
materialism
abolía la propiedad
left-wing.
privada
They
y
want to
establecían
abolish
que todo era
private
la economía.
property, and they focus on
Materialismo de
economy.
derecha, lo que
And the
también
materialism of the right
ponen el
wing,
valor de la
they give
economía y del
the importance
crecimiento y
and
del
value and
equilibrio
growing
por
of
encima de los
economy
valores de la
above
libertad,
the
los valores de
values
la
of
paz,
freedom,
los
peace,
valores de la igualdad, los derechos
equality
de todos
of
los
rights of all human
humanos. Y
beings.
eso es
And that
lo que cada día tenemos que
is
cultivar.
what we have to cultivate every
la vida
day.
no hay
In
nada más
life,
importante
there's nothing more
que tener
important than
causas
having
por las cuales
causes
luchar.
for which to battle.
En el matrimonio, en la
Matrimony,
vida profesional,
in the professional
en la familia,
life,
en la
family,
vida civil.
civil
Tener
life.
causas por
We
las
have to
cuales
have
luchar.
reasons for which to
Ustedes
fight.
tienen una causa.
You have a
La
cause,
causa
a
de
reason,
la paz.
the cause of
un
peace.
legado,
You
una
have a
herencia
legacy
para seguir.
to follow.
Sigan en ella.
Follow it.
Luchen por ella.
Struggle for it.
Todo lo que sea familia,
Whatever
paz,
is family,
libertad,
peace,
igualdad
freedom,
y
equality,
prosperidad
and prosperity
será siempre la gran causa,
will always be
la gran
the
causa
great
de los
cause of human beings.
Con estas palabras,
With these words,
espero
I
que
hope
la señora
that
Moon
Dr.
diga
Hachakan
ahora
Moon
unas palabras,
share some
inaugurando
words,
esto y
inaugurating this
renovando
meeting
la
and
esperanza.
renewing the
Muchas gracias.
hope. Thank you very much.
Let us all stand and welcome
Pongámonos de pie para dar la bienvenida a la doctora Hachakan Moon, la madre del universo.
친애하는 상기네티 프랑코 전 대통령과 남미
as
전역에서
well as
오신
honorable
최고 정계
guests from
종교계
the realm of
지도자
politics, economy,
사랑하는
religion, distinguished VIPs from
통일
throughout
가족 여러분
Latin America, beloved members of the
잘
Unification
오셨습니다.
family. It is my great pleasure to meet you today.
나는
I
며칠 전에
arrived a few days
이곳을
ago,
오면서
and as I arrived in this
정말
beautiful country,
하늘은
I felt that
이
heaven
대륙을
has truly
사랑하시는구나 하는 것을
blessed
느꼈습니다.
this continent and truly loves this
인간의
continent.
잘못으로
However,
전
due to the
세계적으로
failures of
일어나고
human
있는
beings
많은
all around the
문제들은
world,
물론이니와
there are countless problems, countless issues happening,
지구가
and the beautiful earth
몸살을 앓고
is
있는
now ailing.
이 현실 앞에
And when we look at this
더구나
reality, in
가뭄과
particular,
또
when we look
반대되는
at
천재
droughts
지변으로 인해서
and other natural
많은
cataclysms that are
생명들이
afflicting today's world, countless
사라지고 있습니다.
lives are suffering as a result of these environmental
이
problems.
브라질만 해도
And
3개월
just
이상
in the case
감으로
of Brazil,
떨어졌습니다.
I heard that Brazil suffered from 3 months of intense droughts.
나는 오늘
Therefore, today,
여러분들에게
I wish to share something with all of you, distinguished
이
participants.
남미 대륙과 북미 대륙을
It is my hope that the Latin American continent
하나님께서
and the North American
축복한
continent
대륙입니다.
can recognize that these continents were blessed especially by God.
영국 왕
And in the 17th century,
제임스에서
through King
히브리어로 된
James
성경이
of England, the Hebrew
영어로
Bible
번역되면서
was translated into English.
일반 교인들이
Regular
하나님의 말씀을 접하게 돼요.
believers could now fully access the word of God for themselves. And
새로운
many
곳으로
religious
떠난
believers left
이주민이
the old
북미
continent
대륙입니다.
and crossed the Atlantic towards
그러나 이
the
남미 또한
continent of America.
천주교의
And,
배경을 안고
In the case of Latin America, which is a continent with a Catholic background,
북미와는 다른 물질적인 면을
we can see
추구해
that
나온
Latin America
인간에 있어서
has had cases where people have pursued material
마음이라면
things. Therefore,
이
if
남미는
North America is the heart,
몸에
Latin America is
위치했습니다.
equivalent to the body.
세계의 모든 난 문제를 풀기 위해서는
And in order to solve all of the
마음과 몸이
various
통일돼야
problems
합니다.
around the world, the
마음은
mind and
마음대로,
the body
몸은
must
몸대로
unite
하다가는
as one. If the
결국
mind follows its own path and the body
영원한
follows its own
자유는
path,
없게 되는
we
것입니다.
cannot achieve the eternal freedom which
특히
our original minds
이
yearn
남미
for.
대륙은
In particular, in this
천주교
Latin American continent,
문화권이
we can say that this continent is part of
이루고
the
있습니다.
Catholic cultural
본래 이
realm.
대륙에
Originally,
원주민이
in
있었습니다.
this continent,
북미
there were
대륙도
natives.
마찬가지입니다.
It is the same for
그러나
North America.
하늘은
However,
왜
heaven
북미와
blessed
남미를
these two
축복했을까?
continents, both Latin America and North America.
그것은
What is the reason behind heaven's abundant blessings?
메시아
It is to prepare
예수
for
그리스도.
the Messiah. Jesus Christ came as the Messiah,
예수님은
and Jesus,
십자가에 돌아가시기
unfortunately,
위해서 오신 분은
was
아닙니다.
crucified. Jesus was not born
하나님의
to be crucified. He came
인류의 소원은
to realize the dream of heavenly parent of
하나님의
God and
자녀가
the
되는
wish of
것입니다.
humanity, which is to bring
자녀가
humanity
될 수 있는
and
길로
guide them to become the
인도해 주실
children
분을
of God.
어떻게
Therefore, how is it possible that the person who came to guide human beings to God came for crucifixion?
그런
And how is it possible that we believe that through the
이론이
crucifixion
어디에
we
있습니까?
find salvation?
한마디로
In other words,
천주교는
the Catholic Church
중심이 없었습니다.
did not have its center.
예수님의 본질을 몰랐습니다.
They did not know the essence of
그러니까
Jesus.
인간에 의해서
And that is why
제도적으로
through human systems
사제를 통한
they implemented
구원을
such customs as
역설에 나왔기 때문에 2000년 동안
salvation
내려오면서
through
많은 문제점을
communion.
낳았습니다.
However, over the past 2 millennia,
그러나 개신교 또한
various issues and
예수님의
various
본질을
problems happened.
몰랐습니다.
But it is the same with
하늘의 섭리가
Protestant churches.
왜
They did not
메시아를
understand the
맞아야
essence of
하는지를
Jesus.
몰랐습니다.
They did not understand why God sent His
예수님께서
only
십자가에
begotten Son.
들어가시며 다시
And what was the purpose
오마했습니다.
of the salvation He brought? When Jesus came on the earth, He prophesied
어린 양
that He would
잔치를
come
한다고
again.
했습니다.
As He laid on the cross, He prophesied that He would come again to
그렇다면
host the holy wedding of the
2000년
Lamb.
동안
Therefore, for
기다려온
2,000
기독교
years,
문화권은
the Christian cultural realm
예수님을
that has
맞을 수
been
있는
waiting for the
준비가
return
되어
of
있습니까?
Christ should be ready to welcome
이것이
the
문제입니다.
returning Christ. This is the issue.
타락한 인류는
Fallen humanity
하늘 앞에 직접 나설 수
cannot
없습니다.
directly
그렇기
return to God.
타락한
And
인류는
that is why fallen
메시아가
humanity
필요한 것입니다.
needs the Messiah.
메시아는
The role of the Messiah
인류의
is
참 부모로서
to come as the true
잘못된
parents of humanity
인간들을
and
다시
guide
중생
fallen humanity
부활시켜
to receive the blessing
하나님의
and be
자녀로
born again as the beloved
인도해 주는
children
분이
of God.
우리의
The true
참
parents
부모인
come
것입니다.
with this mission.
하늘의 섭리는
Heaven's providence
결론을 보아야 하기 때문에
must reach its conclusion, its providential conclusion.
기다림과
Therefore,
힘든 노정을 통해서
through
계속해 나왔습니다. 섭리 역사에
pious
있어서
waiting,
책임
as
못한
well
나라나
as countless
인물은
indemnity,
다시 들어쓰시지
Heaven's
않으십니다.
providence has advanced thus
그리하여
far.
하늘은
However, one important point is that
섭리의
heaven does
완성을
not
위한
work with individuals or nations that have failed in their responsibility. Therefore,
인류의 참 부모가 탄생될 수 있는
when the true
준비를
parents
해오셨습니다.
came, a foundation was necessary, and heaven
그래서
has worked to prepare such a foundation.
그 중심
Therefore,
인물이
the central figures
독생녀 참
are
어머니
the true
본인입니다.
parents, and I am the only begotten daughter and the true mother.
참 부모였기에
Because I am the true parent,
미국과 남미가
I have worked,
공산화에
and
시달리고 있을
at the
때
time when North and South America were under the
직접적으로
threat of communization,
이
true
남미에
parents worked
20년
tirelessly.
전에
And 29
오게
years ago,
되었습니다.
true parents came for the first time in South America.
하늘이 축복한 이 대륙
Heaven abundantly blessed this continent
참 부모의 환경권을 만들어
so
드리는
that
대륙이
this
되기 위하여
continent could
하늘을
become a
축복했거니와
foundation for true parents
그
to work.
중심을 모르는
However,
무지한
ignorant people
인간들.
who did not know the center of heaven's providence,
특히
in particular,
천주교권
certain leaders in the
결론이
Catholic
없습니다.
realm, it was difficult to see
다시 오만한
true
재림
conclusion.
메시아를 기다리려면
In order
그분이
to
하고자
wait
하는
for the returning Messiah,
상대되는
the returning
독생녀를
Messiah
찾아 세워야 하는
must
것이
find
기독교의
and
사명입니다.
raise the only begotten daughter who will
그러나
become the true mother of
아직도
true father. That also was one of the missions of
섭리를
Christianity.
모르고
However,
있는 현상입니다.
We can see phenomena
더 이상
where people cannot
늦출 수는
understand the providence.
없기에
However, we can no longer delay the providence.
6년 전
That is why 6 years ago,
새로운 시대를 선포하면서
I proclaimed the beginning
내가
of a
바로
new era. And I proclaimed that
하늘이
I
찾은
am the only begotten daughter that heaven
재림
has
메시아가
found.
기다리는
That I am the only
독생녀다
begotten
하고
daughter
선포했습니다.
that the returning Messiah had been waiting for.
내가 근본
And
정초에
at the beginning of this year,
아프리카 세네갈에서
I
정상회의를 했습니다.
hosted a summit in Senegal,
그것은
in Africa.
모슬렘권입니다.
And Senegal, as you know, is an Islamic country.
우리의 기반이
And
아주
it is a
열악합니다.
country where our church
그러나
foundation is not significant. However,
하늘의 섭리를 알기 때문에
because I knew heaven's providence,
세네갈을 택했습니다.
I chose Senegal as the
그래서
venue for the
거기에서
summit. And in
내가
that nation,
누구인가를
I
선포했습니다.
proclaimed my identity.
그랬더니
And after
최고의
proclaiming
종교
my
지도자가
identity, the highest religious
독생녀
leaders
참
said the
어머니를
following:
환영합니다
We
했습니다.
welcome the only begotten daughter, the true mother of humanity.
그러나
However,
기독교권도 잠자고
even
있는 것은 아닙니다.
this does not mean that the
많은
Christian realm is
종단의
asleep.
책임자,
Many religious leaders,
800만,
in particular,
1000만 이상 되는
religious Christian
신도를
religious
거느리는
leaders with 8
종단장들이
million followers, with 10 million
독생녀를
followers, have been
받아들이고 있습니다.
welcoming and
그리하여
accepting me as the
그들이
only
나서서
begotten daughter. And
종족
these religious
메시아의
leaders are
축복
taking the
행사를 하고
lead,
있는 것입니다.
hosting heavenly tribal Messiah blessings.
이 길만이
This is the only path
잘못된 세계를
that
바로잡는
can help us
우리가
rectify
원하는
the
지상
wrong
천국으로 가는
course the
길은
fallen world has been pursuing.
가정이 바로 서야 됩니다.
The kingdom of heaven on earth is
천국
the
들어가는 기본
place
단위는
where
가정입니다.
the family is upheld
기독교에서는
as
예수
sacred.
믿고 천당
In
간다고
order to
하지만은
go to the kingdom
개인으로는
of
못
heaven, in
들어갑니다.
heaven, we need to go as a family. Christians
가정입니다.
believe that you can ascend to paradise by yourself.
그렇기
But the
때문에
kingdom of heaven in heaven is
무지에는
reserved for
완성이
families.
없는 것입니다.
There can be no perfection in
그래서 나는
ignorance. That is
교육하고
why
있습니다.
I am educating
내가
everywhere I go
가르쳐줘서
by teaching
본인
the truth,
스스로들이
I am
결정하고
guiding people
앞장서
so that they
나아가고
can
있습니다.
make
이젠
the
때가
decision
달라졌습니다.
out of their own volition and join the providence. The time is ripe and we can no
그래서
longer
나는
wait. That is why
이 몸의 입장에 있는 남미 대륙이
when I look at the South American
하늘의 축복을
continent, which is in the position of
책임하는
the body,
자리에
it is a
서기를
continent that has been
바랍니다.
abundantly blessed by heaven.
그래서
And it is my
20년
hope
전
that this continent can fulfill its God-given responsibility. That is
오직
why 2 decades ago,
아마존 파라과이
my husband and I,
뉴욕을
we
중심
went
삼고
to the Amazon. We
마치
went to the
인간에 있어서
remote parts of
지구상에
Paraguay.
허파와
And
심장과 같은
we
이
went
아마존
to the Amazon, which is
이
the
원초적인 이
lung
지역을
for the entire earth.
살리는 길만이
We have proclaimed
미래가 있다고
and we have
보았기에
been working because by preserving
그곳에
the Amazon, we can have a
집중적으로
future for humanity.
섭리를
And two
펼쳤습니다.
parents have engaged in an active
그러나
providence in this Amazon region.
부모님의 뜻을
However,
알지 못하는
there are those who
개인주의적인
do not
사람들로 인해서
understand true parents'
많은
providence. People guided
혼란을
by their
겪고 있는
own
것도
self-centeredness. These people have been causing
오늘 모인
difficulties
여러분들이
for true parents' providence.
이러한
All of
섭리의
you
진실,
gathered here today,
역사의
it is my
진실을
hope that you can
바로
understand this providential
받아
truth, this truth
감당하는
of history.
여러분
And
지도자들이 되기를
I hope that
바랍니다.
you can become the leaders who will carry forth and bring to fruition this responsibility.
우리는
We
본래 주인이신 창조주 하나님이 세운 이 아름다운 지구를
to preserve this beautiful earth
지켜야
that
하며
was
살려야
created
합니다.
by the true and original
이상
owner, God.
방관할
We
수
cannot
없습니다.
let the earth go
오늘만
to
살고
ruin.
끝나는
We cannot think
우리의
in terms of
인생이
today.
되어서는 아니
Our
됩니다.
lives must not be
우리는
defined in
과거,
terms of
현재,
today. We are the
미래를
embodiment
위하여
of the
살아야
past,
하는
the
시점에
present,
있습니다.
and the future. We stand at the
여러분,
crossroad where
여러분
we should prepare
다
for
부모의
future
입장일
generations.
것입니다.
And I'm sure that all of you gathered here
어머니의
are
마음으로
at the age of being parents.
미래를 바라보게 될
Therefore,
때
please look to future generations with the heart
사랑하는
of a mother.
자식들의
Think about
미래를
the
놓고
kind of future you wish to
희망적이라고
bequeath to
볼
future
수 없는
generations. Think about the
오늘의
kind of hope
현실입니다.
you wish to bequeath to future
그렇다면은
generations. Let us resolve
어떻게
the
해야
problems
되겠습니까?
afflicting today's world. To do
잘못된
so,
것은
what shall we do?
바로잡아야
We
합니다.
need to rectify what
지금까지
has gone wrong. Until now,
세계적인 섭리를 놓고는
when we look at the global
남성
providence,
위주의
we can see that
역사라고 볼 수
history
있습니다.
has been heavily influenced
그러나
by
생명을
men to the
탄생하고
point that it's been
생명을 살릴 수
chauvinistic.
있는
However,
어머니의
it is the
마음을 가진
mother who gives birth. It is the mother who nurtures.
그러한
Therefore, let us
여성들이
embrace this heart
나서야
of
할
the
때라고
mother.
봅니다.
Now is the time for women to take the lead.
감사합니다.
Yes, thank you very much.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
그래서 나는
Therefore, I
이 남미 대륙의
feel
최남단인
that in this
칠레
South American
산티아고에서
continent, in its southernmost
남북미를
point
거쳐
of Santiago de
알라스카를
Chile,
거쳐
I'm
유라시아를
thinking of
거쳐
an international highway that will go from Santiago de Chile all the way to Alaska
서로
and connect all the way
소통하고
to Asia
함께
and even Europe.
평화로운
And
평등의 세계로
Through
나아갈
that,
수
we
있는
can realize
세계
a
평화
world of
고속도로를
equality, a world of
지금
common prosperity. And
여러분들이
today, I wish
함께
to proclaim this before
시작할
you
것을
so that we can
선서해
work
주기를
together
바랍니다.
and make a pledge that we will realize this international peace highway.
앞으로
Henceforth,
남아공에서 있게 될
later this year,
정상회의에는
we will have the
내가
second Africa Summit in South Africa.
희망봉에서부터
And beginning from the
아프리카
Cape of
대륙을
Good
거쳐
Hope in South
유럽을
Africa,
거쳐
I want
아시아
to host an
한국으로
international
통하는
highway that
평화
will go all the
고속도로를
way to Europe, the Middle
놓읍시다
East,
하고
and all the way to Korea.
실천하는
I will
삽을
make
뜰
this
것입니다.
proclamation, and we will also have the groundbreaking of this international peace highway in South Africa.
말로만 아닌
I will
실질적으로
really lift the
인류가
first shovel
서로
of earth
소통하고
for this highway.
하나 되는
We cannot
그
just speak
중심에
Let us realize
창조주
this
하나님,
highway so that we can
하늘
attend God as the center.
부모가 있으니
And true
기필코
parents are
이루어질
here.
것입니다.
And as long as true parents are on this earth, heaven's will absolutely be realized.
그렇게 하기 위해서
In order to do so,
나는
I
이 남미의 중심되는
wish
나라들의
to
자산이 있습니다.
really
그것을
mention one thing,
HTA
that we have
재단을
many assets in
세워서
South American nations, and I
서로
want to
남미의
establish the
모든
H.J.
나라들이
Magnolia Foundation,
세계를
which will
위하여
oversee
살
all
수
of these
있는
assets
그
for the
길을
purpose
여는데
of opening the path so that all the nations of the world, so that all the people of the world can
시작할
enjoy
것입니다.
common prosperity and solve the problems afflicting today's population, such as hunger.
오늘 여기 오신
Today, all of you,
정상들과 관계된 모든 분들
respected heads of
협조하겠습니까?
states and VIPs, will you support this initiative?
하늘이
Heaven
축복한
has
이 대륙이
blessed this
하늘을
continent abundantly,
실망시키지 않는
and it is my
속셈이요.
fervent
참
hope
어머니와
that
하나
this
된다면
continent does not fail in its God-given responsibility. To do so, please unite with the only begotten
영원토록
daughter, the true mother,
여러분들은
and together let us build
위대한
a great
조상의 자리에 설
future
것입니다.
for future generations. In so doing, you will stand in the position of great, revered ancestors before posterity.
그러한 오늘 여러분이 될 것을
It is my hope that you can embrace
진심으로
this mission.
간구하며
It is my
축원하는 바입니다.
earnest wish
감사합니다.
and prayer to all of you. Thank you very much.
Also, we have recognition award to be offered to Dr. Hak Jahan Moon by the Plurinational Legislative Assembly of Bolivia, the Legislator Assembly, and the Parliamentarian Brigade of La Paz, by the Congresswoman Giovanna Jordan Antonio and Congressman Victor Ramirez Medina, in recognition of the work for peace in the world. They are official representative of the Legislative Assemblymen of Bolivia. Thank you, True Mother. Let us give one other round of applause